Welcome everyone to the Bridgestone Ice Desk here at GEICO 2019 U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Inside for the free dance tonight. We're so excited to see the ice dancers here on ice tonight. But here at the Ice Desk right now, we've got some national champions just crowned. Congratulations, Ashley Kane and Timothy Leduc. You guys, what an exciting, dramatic pairs free skate. But Ashley, how do you feel?
Honestly, at this point, it still hasn't really sunk in. Because since we got off the ice, it's been a little bit of chaos. But I think it just showed that this month we have been really smart about how we our approach into this competition, and I think it showed out there. At the end of the program, it was such a release of emotions because we had been so hyper-focused into everything, and I think this medal isn't just ours, it's our whole team around us. It's U.S. figure skating staff, our coaches, our training mates back home. They all push us to be here and to have that moment.
Yeah, and it was a huge moment for you, especially because if you know Ashley's story, she had a big injury just a few weeks ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights, Timothy. And this was an awesome program for the two of you. You came out, you were hitting element after element, but walk us through mentally, where were you in this free skate?
Right from this point, we were saying attack, attack, don't hold back on anything. Right before the program, I said to Ashley, you are a fierce competitor, bring that. And that was really the energy that we took through every moment as we did this program. Also staying calm and not getting too excited. Yeah, that was such a good moment. You nailed that.
You did nail that.
But even in that moment, I was so excited, and you can see on my face at the end of that landing, I was like, yeah, we did it. But then it was back into, what we had to do and what we had to get done. We didn't want to let any level get away from us because everything counted in this performance.
Oh, and then Ashley, that collapse at the finish. I mean, that is a lot of hard work. That's a lot of heart and emotion right there, too.
You're so dramatic.
I'm so dramatic. So extra. Look at her.
That was so poignant, though, because we've been through a lot.
Yeah.
So to have this moment, finally, the moment that you always visualize in your head, it's just so worth it.
Is this the first time you've seen that, by the way?
We haven't seen this yet.
It was a great reaction, right?
Tell us what it's like to share that with not only your coaches, but your parents.
Oh
what is that
gosh. Honestly, they saw me at my lowest, and so they were there right by my side telling me, you can get through this. You're going to have this moment. You just have to trust the process and trust the journey and just do what you can do and be yourself and trust in Timothy, and that's what we did.
I think a lot of people will know this story watching online and watching in the arena right now, but a few weeks ago, at the beginning of December, you had a concussion, and it was pretty serious, and you were off the ice for a couple weeks. 4 weeks ago, you guys were just back onto the ice. What was that like, and how did you fight through? How did you tell yourself that you could be back here at Nationals, not only Ashley and Timothy, but now as national champs?
Yeah, it was frustrating at points because I wanted to do more. I wanted to push my body to do more, but I couldn't. I had to take every day as it came and see how I felt, because every day I felt a little bit different. But I reached out, I told everybody about my emotions, I talked to Timothy, I talked to our coaches, and they allowed me to express my emotions, and I think that that's what helped me feel peace at this competition. I felt an overwhelming peace at this competition. Yes, I was kind of nervous at points, but I just trusted that my body would allow me to do it.
You guys had a really solid plan all season, and it was very focused. How has that helped you here?
Well,
it did everything, right?
The plan is what kept us on track,
yes.
honestly. Because when something like that happened, what happened in December, it's every pair skater's worst nightmare. So in order to come back to center, to keep moving forward, you have to really rely on your plan and your training. Our coaches did an amazing job of helping us through all the challenges. And watching Ashley deal with everything that she has, just to, we started with just visualization, just stroking, just single jumps, just to push through every challenge each day and keep moving forward so that we could be here. It was so inspiring, and it's what gave me strength to keep going too. So.
Well, yeah, you guys, you gave us all strength today. Congratulations. Come on, Detroit. Give it up for Ashley Kane and Timothy Leduc. What a great moment for them. Pairs champions here 2019. Rusty Kath, it's back to you. And if you're online with us, stay tuned. Okay, so that was awesome. Really cool to be joined by Ashley and Tim. But tonight it's the free dance. And actually, Caitlin Hawayak and Jean-Luc Baker, they're in third place after the rhythm dance. And a lot of people feel as though they're this very serious team, this team that you don't necessarily get to see a lot of fun or the other side from. Well, let's go ahead and check in with Hawayak and Baker.
Even though we come across and that we genuinely are just very light, fun people, that we're also our biggest critics, and sometimes we both have to kind of reel each other in from not being too hard on ourselves,
Totally.
because we're always looking to be better. So that we have a very serious side to our skating as well when we're training.
Knowing that we're both so serious about this, it's not just a hobby like it was when we were kids, and it's not a job because we love it so much. It's a really weird place that we're in, and we get to just share these experiences together and go to all these cool places representing the best country in the world.
And you were able to put yourself in this position. Okay, very cool to hear from Caitlin Hawayak and Jean-Luc Baker. And Brooke Castile, I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce you when we had Ashley Kane and Timothy Leduc, but of course Brooke is a former national champion here, and Emily Samuelson Dunford. I've loved having you as part of Ice Desk. I hope it's been fun for you so far.
It's been so much fun. I
Yeah.
have loved being here. This has been a really great time to be able to be back in the sport again, to be able to be back here with so many great friends that I haven't seen in so long, and to be talking about a sport that I honestly love and have spent so much of my life in. So it's been awesome to be back
Well,
here.
we appreciate your insight, because as much as Michael Weiss would like to say that he's an ice dance expert, not so much.
That's all right. He's an expert in other ways that I am not.
Yeah, certainly. So tonight it's the free dance, and Hawayak and Baker, who we just heard from, they're in third place, but then you've got these teams like Carrera and Ponomarenko, McNamara and Carpenter. They're all pushing them, and actually just 2.5 points from third to fifth, those 3 points. So there's a lot of opportunity tonight for those teams to push up Emily. But for Hawayak and Baker, they've really been pushing themselves this season to really take that third or second spot. But it'll be interesting to see how those three teams mix tonight in the free dance.
It will, absolutely. I mean, there is no room for error in this event tonight. They are all trying to get level fours across the board. They need to get level fours across the board, because even a half-point difference can make the entire difference in the world. The free dance has more elements, it has more opportunity to get those level fours and to gain those points. But it's also going to come down to that grade of execution and really how they skate and the emotion that they put into their programs. It's the free dance, and a lot of people really like the free dance because it gives them the freedom to play to their strengths. And I think that's absolutely true for Hawayak and Baker. They have a free dance that really showcases their skills and their strengths with their smooth skating, the lyrical program, which is very exciting for them.
Okay, so Carrera and Ponomarenko, they kind of broke through a little bit. They're in fourth place after the rhythm dance. And for them, they're a younger team, but they're a team, when we see any discipline, Brooke, you always can have these teams come up from juniors that have a chance to make a breakthrough. What does it take at the senior level, especially at nationals?
Well, and it's especially important to come up from juniors on a post-Olympic year. I think that there's an allowance for the room to be made for a young junior team, because you kind of have the wiggle room of maybe you are okay to see, let's see how they do internationally in the senior ranks, whereas an Olympic year, you're like, nope, these are our solid three, we're going to stick with them, we've been with them for the last 4 years, and you kind of keep it that way. So it's a really, not only a great opportunity for them because they're a great team, but also perfect timing for them to come into the senior ranks, and they proved it in the short dance that they're going to be ones to break through, I think.
Yeah, they're coming in with a lot of potential too. I mean, you can see it when they're on the ice. They're already at a very high level coming from the top of junior last year, but they just have so much more room to grow as well.
And I definitely think they could even upset the third place.
Absolutely.
I mean, they could make a push for third, not just fourth.
How crazy is it, though, because we were at Skate America together, and just to see the amount of talent right now in ice dance in the U.S., the field is so loaded.
Yeah, I feel like, when we were at Skate America, it was not even that exciting of an event. And here at U.S. Nationals, it's going to be way more exciting. There's way more depth.
International versus domestic.
Yes, yeah, which is awesome. It used to be like that maybe for ladies in the U.S., and now it's ice dance, and it's, props to Tanith Belbin, Ben Augusto, who really got
Emily
the
Samuelson.
Marilyn Charlie.
No, I know, but everyone talks about Marilyn Charlie a lot, and I mean, they're my best friends, so I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying, Tanith and Ben were really the ones to really break through as juniors, and really push ice dance, and Liz and Jared as well. But every team, has worked their way to push further and further when U.S. ice dance used to not be even considered a threat at all.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, they're from the U.S. Don't even count them. And it's really cool to see now that the U.S. is the top in ice dance.
Yeah, it really is. And we were having our production meeting, the three of us this morning with our producer, Tara Wellman, and we were talking about the fact that the Shibutanis could come back. We don't know what they're going to do in the next couple seasons. Could they come back? But let's talk about the two Olympic teams that did come back. Hubble Donahue and Madison Chalk and Evan Bates, two Maddies and their partners. And the fact that they're 1-2 after that rhythm dance, it was an emotional comeback for Chalk Bates, but Hubble Donahue, they were so strong, and you could argue that they're even stronger in the free dance.
Oh, absolutely. The free dance plays to their strengths even more. I mean, they were so strong in the rhythm dance, but the free dance gives them that opportunity to show a different side of their strength, a little bit more of the tragic passion, the Romeo and Juliet story, which I think they portray really, really well. A lot of their step sequence are spot on. There are two in this program that's going to be really exciting to see how all of this shakes out. At this point, I mean, there's 2 points separating first and second. That is kind of a lot in ice dance, but at the same time, not that much.
Right.
I mean, if Hubble and Donahue make a mistake, it's theirs to lose. And if Chalk and Bates skate really, really well, it's theirs to gain. So it's going to be a very, very fun event to watch.
And I definitely think that Maddie and Evan's strength is their free dance. In past years it has been, and I think some of that is because they have such fabulous lifts, and in the short dance you only get to do one. I'm not sure this year what the rule is for free, how many you get to do, but I know it's more than one, and I think that really plays to their strengths, and they're more of a pair team type size difference.
Yep.
And again, traditionally in ice dance, you used to want a little closer in height, and now different teams have pushed the boundaries with lifting, and they've really been one of the teams to do that. So the free is definitely their strength.
It'll be interesting to watch. I do want to check in on Chalk and Bates and their rhythm dance, because this was a hometown homecoming for them. They're from this area. They've trained in this area, rather. They're now working in Montreal alongside Hubble and Donahue, but they skated their rhythm dance, and it really it went to the rafters, Emily. And this is a comeback because Madison Chalk had surgery in April. They only did one small event in Poland earlier this January.
Absolutely, yeah. This was a comeback for them, and you can see their love for skating through this program, and I have a feeling that's going to come across even more in the free dance tonight. I mean, they have nothing to lose, and they are going to go out and show the world and show this country and this stadium tonight that they deserve to be number one, and it's going to be very cool to see.
Yeah, and I think you can't say enough for their first big event how well they really looked and how prepared they looked.
They looked so good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're knocking on the door to Hubble and Donahue. Hubble and Donahue, as you said, they're going to have to be good tonight, and Hubble and Donahue skate with aggression, but they're so well packaged.
But Hubble and Donahue also have been plagued with mistakes. They are a team known to make mistakes,
Yep.
and that's been their weakness. Everything else is so strong, and that's the only time they ever don't get the result they want, is that they will make just little silly mistakes, and hopefully in the last few years it's been less and less, and they're just still trying to work on that, but you never know.
Yeah, and in ice dance, it's not necessarily a mistake like a fall. It's even something as small as a stumble on a twizzle or a stumble in a step sequence that can take you down a level and have you lose a point or a point and a half or 2 points, and that's the difference right there between first and second.
Interesting. So we know Chalk and Bates have Detroit connections, as do both of you, but there was nothing like the tailgate that happened this afternoon. Maddie Hubble's parents put this together. Look at this, defending in the D. They're defending champions Hubble and Donahue, and they had a tailgate. You guys, it's really cold out in Detroit
it is.
today.
Freezing today.
And there was some drinks
they're
to
all
be had.
ice skaters though, so they're used to the cold.
They're used to it. This is go ahead.
No, it's not important at all. I was just going to say, I've actually trained with all of those ice dancers that you just mentioned. I was like the lone pair skater with all of these dancers, and it's just really cool to see all of them still competing and having you on the desk. So,
do you think that there'll be any shakeup from what we see on the podium right now, 1, 2, 3?
I don't know if there will be a shakeup between 1, 2, 3. I think in terms of the world team, that very well may be where it ends up, especially if they all skate really well. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, 4th and 5th are very strong teams, and they have that opportunity right now to go and take that spot, that third world spot, if they want it.
I want to thank Colton Wood from NBC Sports for that tailgate picture. I'm sad that we missed the
I
tailgate.
know, what were we doing, Ice Desk or
we're
something?
doing Ice Desk. You can join us for Bridgestone Ice Desk. It's a tailgate all of its own right here after the free dance for Emily Samuelson and Brooke Castillo. You guys, it's time for the free dance. Enjoy it and join us right back here, Facebook and YouTube afterwards. Bye.
Bye.